Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schweingler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women who want to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding their finances. Whether you're just starting out on your money journey, looking to build wealth, or you want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. Here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just talking numbers and strategies. We're digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. So, I will be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, but we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with money and make it work for you. So, if you're ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making your money work for you, then you're in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. Now, before we jump into this episode, let's go over some basics. So, if you are finally ready to make a difference in your financial life, but you want something self paced, go check out my Budgeting Basics bundle. This is a digital pack filled with the exact tools I use to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start feeling confident with my finances. Inside, you will find my signature budgeting template, a debt payoff tracker, savings challenges, a money mindset reset, an expense audit, and even a 2-week budget bootcamp to help you get back on track and fast. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of things, and I know that sounds a little overwhelming, but trust me, I walk you through it step by step on how to use each item and in what order to do them. So, if you are ready for a fresh start with your money without the overwhelm, this bundle is low cost and it is exactly where I would have you begin. You can grab it now using the link in the show notes, and be sure to use code HMM Podcast for 15% off because you guys are loyal podcast listeners. You show up 2 times a week to listen to me. And of course, I want to get back to you with a discount code. So make sure you use that code, which again is HMM Podcast for 15% off of that budgeting bundle. Now, if you know that you want help with your money and your money habits, but you want something faster than self-paced work, personalized, and someone to directly hold you accountable, sign up for private one-on-one coaching with me. I will have the link in the show notes for you, and you can either do a one-time one-on-one coaching call to answer your budgeting basics, get your budget set up, and get you on your way. Or you can do my 12-week private coaching program for more accountability, structure, and motivation. Now, be sure to sign up today for a free consultation call with the link in the show notes. And if you sign up for the one-on-one strategy call, make sure that you also use code HMM Podcast for 15% off of your one-time one-on-one strategy call with me. Also, please take these 60 seconds to leave a review of the podcast. This is a really great way to tell me and others that you enjoy this podcast and you think that other people would find value in it as well. Now, let's dive into today's episode, how to create a sinking fund for holidays, birthdays, and vacations. You guys, I am so glad that you are here today because we are tackling something that causes so many women stress. Those big expenses that pop up throughout the year. Think about it. The holidays roll around, your kid's birthday comes up, or that vacation that you've been dreaming about finally comes, and suddenly you're swiping your credit card, feeling guilty, or worse, you completely botched saving the money for it and you just don't have anything. So I've been there and I know how overwhelming that feels. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly how to create simple, stress-free sinking funds for holidays, birthdays, and vacations. So instead of dreading the bill, you can actually start enjoying those moments guilt-free. So we'll talk about what a sinking fund is, why it's such a game changer, and the exact steps to set up yours today. I'll even share some of the common mistakes to avoid so you don't get stuck starting and stopping. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's dive in. So let's talk about what a sinking fund is. A sinking fund is basically like a little savings bucket that you set aside for a specific expense. So this is unlike a general savings account where money kind of just floats in and out. A sinking fund has a very clear and specific purpose. For example, instead of just saying, I'll figure out Christmas when it gets here, you create a Christmas sinking fund. So every month you add a little bit into it, and when December comes around, you have the money ready. This is the complete opposite of winging it, and it's so much better than relying on a credit card and trying to dig yourself out of the debt when the new year comes around. So instead of scrambling, you've already planned ahead, and it's not just about the money when you're making sinking funds. A large majority of sinking funds is your peace of mind, knowing that you're prepared for this expense. Now, why do you need sinking funds? What are the big deal? Why can't I just pay for it when the time comes? So, sinking funds are a game changer because of the emotional benefits, like I already said, the peace of mind, there's less guilt, and you have more freedom. So, imagine buying holiday gifts without having to wonder if you'll still be paying them off in March, or booking a vacation without that sinking feeling of, can I actually afford this? And second, there are so many practical benefits. No debt, no last minute stress, and you have predictable planning. Sinking funds help you keep your budget balanced instead of wrecked by one big expense. This includes your car maintenance, your car registration renewal. If you want to do a sinking fund for if you want to start paying your car insurance every 6 months instead of paying it every single month, you can create a sinking fund for that. You can make a sinking fund for pretty much quite literally anything. I actually had someone comment, um, I made a video about how much peace of mind you can get when you've got your budget in order and you've got everything going to plan and you know where your money is going. And one woman, she commented, yeah, this is great, but then sometimes I have those one time, once a year, random one off expenses that come and take all of my extra money. And I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, girl, set up sinking funds because this is exactly how you avoid getting in a situation like that where you forgot about an expense and now you forgot that, I don't know, your gym subscription renews once a year and it's $139 or $200. I don't know. Whatever it might be. And then, dang it, now you're screwed. Now you're $200 out. And maybe that even puts you in the negative. So, by avoiding that, you take and you make a sinking fund. You take the cost of all of your once a year subscriptions and you say, okay, this is how much it is. Let me divide it by the amount of months in the year. And you put a specific amount of money in that sinking fund every single month. And when the time comes to pay that once a year expense, you have the money there and it's not wrecking your budget. So let's talk about how to actually create a sinking fund. So we're going to break down the steps so you can start one today. This is something you should be doing today. And the reason why I'm choosing to make this episode right now is if you are listening to it when I release it, I'm releasing it in September. Why am I releasing it in September? Because we have holidays coming up. I'm in America. We've got Thanksgiving coming up. And then, of course, we have a major worldwide holiday, which is Christmas. If you celebrate something different, whatever holiday you might celebrate, chances are it's probably coming up in the later months of the year, which means we need to start planning for those expenses now, which is why I am releasing this episode in September so you guys can get a head start and actually feel prepared this year. You can actually swipe your card in peace. You can swipe your card in peace knowing that you've got the money for it, you've got it covered, it's not an issue. So, step one, you need to choose your categories. The big three that I'm talking about today are holidays, birthdays, and vacations. But like I said, you can create sinking funds for anything. Your car registration, car repairs, I have a sinking fund for that. If you own your own home repairs, I have a sinking fund for that. Travel, vacations, like I said, we're going to Mexico in January. I have a sinking fund for that. Seriously, you guys, you can make a sinking fund for anything. So now once you've decided what your categories are going to be, step 2, you need to calculate how much you're going to need. So look at past years for holidays. What's the average amount that you spend every Christmas? Or set a goal for your vacation. Do you want to spend $2,000? Do you want to spend 3? Do you want to spend 5? Do you want to spend 7,000? Pick a goal number. Then add up what you normally spend on birthdays. So for my kids' birthdays, this number might be higher than what you're comfortable with. That's okay. Or you might be listening to me and be like, you only spend that much on your kids' birthdays? That's ridiculous. You should be spending way more. Whatever makes you comfortable. If the number resonates with you, perfect. If it doesn't, adjust to what resonates with you. For my kids' birthdays, I budget usually at least $500 for food, for the location, for decorations, for cupcakes, for their cake, for their present, for goodie bags for their friends that come, whatever it might be, right? I budget $500 for that. And I have a sinking fund for my kids' birthdays. So that way, both of my kids' birthdays are in August. That way, I'm not stuck spending $1,000 extra out of my August budget. I make a sinking fund where I contribute a certain amount of money every single month into that sinking fund. So when the time rolls around, I've already got it set aside and it doesn't have to come out of my August budget. Now, step 3, you need to divide that number by the amount of time that you have. So, for example, if you know that on average you spend $600 for Christmas every year, and there are 4 months to go, which there are, we are in September, you have 4 months. So, that means that you need to be saving $150 a month. So, let me say that again. You need to figure out what the number is that you need, and you need to look at how much time you have to reach that number. So if you need 600 for Christmas and there are 4 months to go, like I said, which there are, this is September, I am stressing this to you again because it really is that important. That means you need to be saving $150 a month from now until December to reach that goal. Now, step 4, you need to decide where to keep it. I will always recommend a high yield savings account like SoFi. I have an affiliate link that will be linked in the show notes for you. But some people use just a separate savings account with their regular bank account. Some people like cash envelopes. And like I said, others use digital sinking funds through banks like SoFi to take advantage of that high yield savings account and earn interest on the money that they put in. Step 5, you need to automate this if possible. So the less you have to think about it, the better. Step 6, adjust. Life is going to happen. Life always does, right? So if you need to slow down contributions one month, that's okay. Just pick it back up. Consistency matters way more than perfection, and something is always going to be better than nothing. Now, let's talk about mistakes that you need to avoid. So if you've kind of been tuning me out, you're not really paying attention, listen up, because these are a few mistakes that I see people make throughout my coaching and throughout the people I talk to on social media. Starting too late. Like I said, I'm making this episode and releasing it in September because you need to start saving for Christmas if you haven't already. The earlier that you start, the smaller your monthly amount that you're going to have to pay will be. So for example, if you started saving for Christmas with 6 months to go, you would only have to save $100 a month. But now that you've waited until September, now it's $150 a month. So make sure you line up with what works for you and your budget. Second thing, underestimating costs. What I teach my clients is we always overestimate our bills, our expenses, and our debts because things like wrapping paper, gas, extra meals out, you had more people coming to your kid's birthday party than you planned on, and now you have to buy 2 more pizzas, whatever it might be. There's always something that comes up. Third thing, forgetting irregular expenses like teacher gifts for Teacher Appreciation Week, pet boarding during vacations, or like we have cats, so we have people come into our house and feed our cats and play with them, and that costs money. We have to pay for that. So we have to account for that when we are making our travel budget. Or if you're driving somewhere, make sure you estimate costs for travel gas. A lot of people don't do that, and then they end up spending, $200, $300 more than they had anticipated because they forgot to account for the cost of gas. Last thing, using the fund and the money that you have set aside for other things. You need to keep your sinking funds and their intentions sacred. This money has a purpose, and you are doing nothing but sabotaging yourself if you take money out of it when that's not what it's meant for. Now, avoiding these mistakes, this helps you keep your sinking funds strong, and it helps you keep them stress-free. So, to sum this up, sinking funds give you freedom, confidence, and control. They let you enjoy the moments that matter the most to you without financial stress. And this gives you so much peace of mind. I beg you, please, if you listen to anything I say, let it be figuring out what your sinking funds need to be and start contributing to them. So start with just one sinking fund today, whether it's for the holidays, which I would highly recommend, the next birthday that you have coming up, or a future trip that you want to take, and you are going to start feeling the difference almost immediately. Okay? All right. That is a wrap on today's episode. I really hope that this gave you the clarity you need to start your first sinking fund, whether it's for holiday shopping, your next vacation, or birthday celebrations, or your car, or your home. Remember, it's not about having it all figured out perfectly. I don't expect you to. I don't have it all figured out perfectly. You don't have it all figured out perfectly. People who are super rich don't have it all figured out perfectly. No one does because no one's perfect. This is about being intentional with your money so those big moments in life feel exciting and not stressful. So, if you are ready to go deeper, here are some ways I can support your journey. So, my Budgeting Basics bundle is the fastest way to get started. Inside, you'll get my exact templates for setting up sinking funds, organizing your budget, and finding extra money each month so you can finally feel in control instead of overwhelmed. If you want one-on-one hands-on support, you can book a one-on-one strategy call with me. And in just one session, you'll walk away with a clear, customized plan for your budget and your sinking funds. No more guessing or trying to figure it all out on your own. Now, if you know that you need deeper accountability, I would love for you to apply for my private coaching program. With ongoing support, you will finally break free from paycheck to paycheck stress and you'll start building lasting financial stability. Now, the best part, I offer a free consultation call so we can map out what your transformation could look like. And if you are just getting started, one of the simplest moves you can make today is opening a high yield savings account with SoFi. Keeping your sinking funds separate makes it so much easier to actually reach your goals. And with my referral link, you'll even earn a bonus to kickstart your savings. And one part I love about SoFi is they allow you to keep your savings in different, they call them vaults. You can call them buckets, you can call them accounts, whatever you want to call them. It lets you label each sinking fund that you have so you can see exactly how much money is in each sinking fund. Some accounts don't let you do that, so that's one of the reasons why I recommend and I use SoFi personally. Now, before you go, it truly would mean the world if you left a quick rating and review for the show. Not only does this help more women discover these conversations, but it also creates a ripple effect. Your review might be the reason that someone else takes their first step towards financial freedom. So, thanks again for listening, and remember, small, consistent steps with your money add up to big results. You've got this, and I will see you in the next episode on Friday.